Hey friends, welcome back. In this video, I'm sharing the 6 biggest challenges for sourcing bids for property repairs to help you streamline property repair bids, saving money, and making better financial decisions. If you're new to my channel, my name is Rodivia Brigham, CEO and founder of Propose a Bid, a white glove service specializing in sourcing 4 or more apples to apples bids and estimations for property repairs. 4 years ago, I realized how tough it was for property managers to get quick and accurate bids and estimations. Since then, Propose a Bid has partnered with property management companies, commercial investors, and single-family residencies across the United States, helping clients reduce property repair costs by almost 63%. With my background in firefighting, cybersecurity, and automation, I created Propose a Bid to simplify the repair bidding for property managers, investors, and homeowners alike. On this channel, I'll teach you how to source bids and estimations for property repairs, whether you're managing single-family homes, multifamily properties, or commercial spaces. My goal is to help you save time, cut costs, and make confident, financially sound decisions for all of your projects. Now let's dive into Volume 1, Series 1, Episode 1, Why Property Repair Bidding is Broken. In this in this episode, we'll cover the issues that make it harder to handle repair bids more efficiently, costing you both time and money in the process. We'll also dive into common reasons why repairs often take longer and cost more than expected, uncovering the key challenges that slows things down. Now, before we dive deeper, let's set the stage with some key industry stats that highlight these challenges that I'm speaking to. For example, did you know that only 35% of vendors invited to bids actually submit a proposal? Or that 83% of industry still relies on manual spreadsheets to review and track bids? These are just a couple of insights that underline why the process can be so frustrating and costly. Imagine if your bidding process could run more smoothly, where you save time, avoid unexpected costs, and make every proposal accurate and competitive. What if you could encourage more vendors to participate and keep them engaged in providing feedback that builds stronger partnerships for the future? And think about how much easier managing bids and contracts would be if you didn't have to rely on outdated manual systems, but instead had a clear, efficient way to track progress and secure the right contracts faster. If you've seen other challenges or might have insights on your own, I'd love for you to share them in the comments. Let's make this an open conversation and dig into why the property repair bidding process is so broken and how we can start fixing it. Some of the frequently asked questions that they have in the field are these here. Because getting property repair bids can take so long because the process is often outdated and inefficient, relying on manual steps and inconsistent communication. Preferred vendors aren't always an option for every project, especially when multiple bids are required to meet compliance or budgeting needs. And when bids aren't compared consistently, it can lead to overspending or delays in decision making. These challenges highlight why rethinking the repair bidding process is so important for saving time and money. So how much more time could you accomplish with if you could cut down the hours spent reviewing and comparing bids every week? Think about how much time goes into reviewing and comparing bids for your repair projects each week. Even just a few hours here and there adds up quickly, pulling your focus away from other important priorities. Now imagine if you could reclaim that time for you and your staff, and that time could be used to focus on bigger picture goals, drive efficiency, or even move projects along faster. What would that extra time mean for your business and your team? So this is where your 2.5 hours a week is going, and much often more is disappearing to. From making phone calls and sending emails to waiting on responses, collecting incoming bids, figuring out if they're even comparable, requesting corrections, and then finally approving and rewarding the project. It's a time-consuming process that drags on for weeks, sometimes even months. And in some cases, it might not even get done at all. When you think about all the steps involved, it's no wonder the bidding process feels broken and overwhelming. So why getting bids takes so long in the first place? The bidding process takes such a long time because it's bogged down by several key issues. It's time consuming with no standardization to streamline the steps. Limited vendor reach means you often don't get enough bids to compare, and poor communication with vendors only adds to the delays. Even when you do get bids, inconsistent comparisons can lead to confusion and wasted effort. Finally, complex approval processes can drag everything out even further, making it feel like the whole system is working against you. These challenges highlight why so much time is lost and why it's so hard to get things done efficiently. How could you and your team accomplish with 2.5 hours or more this time you spent every week chasing bids, clarifying details, and waiting on responses? How much time and effort could you save with those hours per week if the process was streamlined into a faster, more efficient process that delivered accurate and comparable bids? The process is incredibly time consuming, with much of the with much of the with much of the delay coming from vendor outreach, constant follow-ups, and organizing scattered information. Property managers often spend hours on repetitive tasks like tracking down vendor responses and updating bid details. This extended time not only pushes back project start dates, but also slows decision-making and impacts the overall progress of property repairs. It's a process that demands too much time for too little return, creating unnecessary frustration and delays. And then the lack of standardization in the bidding process creates significant challenges. Vendors often provide details in different formats, making it hard to get clear insights into costs, timelines, and the overall scope of work. Without a standardized approach, critical details can easily be overlooked or misunderstood, leading to budgeting mistakes or project delays. On top of that, comparing prices, timelines, and services becomes nearly impossible when bids formats vary so much. This inconsistency slows everything down and leaves property managers struggling to make informed decisions. And the bidding process is incredibly, and, and a lack of vendor outreach creates significant hurdles in the bidding process. A smaller pool of vendors means fewer competitive bids, which drives up costs and limits quality options. With fewer choices, property managers lose the leverage needed to negotiate better prices or terms. This limited selection also makes it harder to find skilled, reliable vendors, ultimately impacting the quality of repairs and making the entire process more difficult and costly. Also, poor communication with vendors creates a ripple effect of challenges. A small vendor pool often means fewer competitive bids, higher costs, and limited quality options. With fewer vendors to choose from, property managers lose the leverage needed to negotiate better prices or terms. This lack of communication and variety makes it even harder to find skilled and reliable vendors, directly impacting the quality of the repairs and slowing down project timelines. It's a cycle that adds frustration and inefficiency in an already challenging process. And inconsistent bid comparisons create confusion and can lead to unnecessary costs. Without a standardized way to evaluate bids, it becomes difficult to determine the best value, a proper balance of cost, quality, and timelines. This inconsistency can hide additional fees or unexpected expenses, increasing the risk of surprise costs during the project. These issues make it harder for property managers to make informed decisions and can ultimately derail budgets and schedules. And then there's the complex approval process that adds another layer of delays to the bidding process. Lengthy internal reviews and multiple sign-offs slow down bid finalization and acceptance, delaying the start of necessary repairs. These drawn-out approvals also increase the risk of losing vendor availability, as vendors may move on to other projects during the wait. This not only reduces your options, but can also lead to higher costs and future disruptions. It's a bottleneck that makes an already time-consuming process even harder to manage. So in this series, we're diving into the challenges property owners and managers face when dealing with repair bids, from time-consuming processes to inconsistent bid comparisons to poor vendor communication and complex approval systems. These problems not only delay projects, but also increase costs and causes frustration. But don't worry, we'll also explore solutions that can help you streamline the process, save time, and make smarter decisions for your properties. So how would streamlining your bid process impact your ability to start repairs faster, reduce costs, and ensure better quality outcomes for your properties? What could you achieve if you had a consistent, reliable way to compare bids, avoiding hitting costs, and make faster decisions without being bogged down by delays? And how much time and energy and vendor opportunities could you save if you eliminated inefficiencies like inconsistent bid formats, poor communication, and complex approval processes? Now you know some of the biggest problems that make getting repair bids tough for property managers. Getting property repair bids shouldn't be so hard, but it is. Slow responses, confusing comparisons, limited vendors, and complex approvals waste time, money, and energy. These problems can add up to millions in lost savings over time. With the right tools, you can find better vendors, cut costs, and focus on what matters most. Up next is video 2, the consuming nature of bid management. So if you enjoyed this video that we just had, we're going to break out with the consuming nature of bid management in more detail. And in this, I'll be showing you exactly how to identify time wasters in the bidding process, helping investors get their money back faster and property management companies becoming more valuable. So check out that video in the pinned description below. And don't forget to scan the QR code for a free strategy session and explore how you can prevent these losses, save millions, and focus on what matters the most. See you on the next one.